The Super Hyundai Ioniq 6 is prepared to compete with Tesla thanks to a possible longer range, a cozier cabin, and Hyundai's exceptional build quality. The mega car maker takes a creative approach once again and, with the brand new 2024 Ioniq 6, straightens up the curve. Join us in this video as we show you everything we know about the Super Hyundai Ioniq 6. Hyundai is on a roll, offering an expanding selection of innovative and stylish cars. And now that EVs are available, this Korean car maker has greater latitude to experiment daringly with design and technology. In an EV market dominated by Teslas, which, to be honest, seems uninteresting, Hyundai is working to revive the sense of adventure. With the revolutionary Ioniq 5's neo-retro aesthetics and amazing parametric pixel design, they are off to an exciting start. And now, they're back at it with the Hyundai Ioniq 6, which contrasts sharply with the boxy Ioniq 5 in every way. More significantly, it is a sedan, which is a daring and welcome sight in a world overrun by SUVs. The Ioniq 6 is built by Hyundai on the eGMP platform, which suggests that its feature set is comparable to that of the Ioniq 5. Speaking of curvy, the Ioniq 6's design language is evocative of the streamliners from the 1930s, when smooth was in style for automobiles. In addition to having an extremely low drag coefficient, the Ioniq 6 has the highest level of aerodynamic efficiency ever. The inside has been improved and upgraded from that of the Ioniq 5. The Tesla Model 3 is Hyundai Ioniq 6's sworn enemy, but in our opinion, the avant-garde Hyundai has already prevailed. In addition, this sleek sedan will compete against the likes of the Kia EV6, Ford Mustang Mach-E, and Polestar 2. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 makes good use of the Prophecy EV concept. Long before the end of 2021, there was a lot of talk about the Ioniq 6, but we didn't learn that the 6 will be greatly impacted by the Hyundai Prophecy EV concept. As futuristic as this idea seemed, the design was really quite a radical package with a focus on curves. And when Hyundai approved the Prophecy concept for manufacturing, we had doubts about the design's potential. The production spec version of this idea is the Ioniq 6. We must also acknowledge that Hyundai has done an excellent job at straddling the line between head-turning and awkward. Sang-Yup Lee beams while discussing Hyundai's swoopy new EV vehicle, the Ioniq 6. "I always imagine a streamliner logo," he says, but when the head of Hyundai Design displays images of vintage, streamlined cars that he claims served as inspiration for the Ioniq 6 design, he isn't engaging in imaginative play. The Ioniq 6 is one of the most aerodynamic production sedans ever made, not merely in terms of appearance. Why should you care? Good aero doesn't always equate to reduced wind noise. However, it requires less energy to propel your automobile through the air when it has good aero. Additionally, having an electric engine and battery in your automobile may significantly increase its range. The Ioniq 6 is evidence of this. The most recent electric vehicle in Hyundai's portfolio is powered by the same eGMP architecture and engine as the highly rated Ioniq 5. Hyundai claims that the WLTP certified range of the single-motor, rear-drive Ioniq 6 rear-wheel drive long range with the 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack is 382 miles, as opposed to 315 miles for the Ioniq 5 with the same engine and battery pack. Expect the 382-mile number to somewhat decrease in America, to probably 350 to 360 miles, given the WLTP's proclivity for overly optimistic range estimations compared to the EPA. The identical Ioniq 5 here provides 303 miles. Of course, your mileage may vary based on how you drive and the surrounding circumstances, just like in a car with an internal combustion engine. However, the laws of physics apply here, and the aerodynamic Ioniq 6 sedan will outperform the 5 in terms of range by 15 to 20%. Yes, compared to the 19-inch wheels that come standard on the Ioniq 5, the Ioniq 6 rear-wheel drive long range gets 18-inch wheels as standard equipment. It also has somewhat superior engine management and e-motor efficiency. Sang-Hyun Park, an aeronautical engineer for Hyundai, says the drag coefficient CD difference between the soap bar smooth Ioniq 6 and the brick-like Ioniq 5 accounts for the majority of the range gain. Aerodynamic performance is crucial in the future of electric vehicles, he claims. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 and the Ioniq 5 are built on the same platform. The eGMP platform from Hyundai was designed to be adaptable. It follows that the Ioniq 6 will be supported by the same, which is not surprising. Although it will be a significantly altered version of the Ioniq 5s, we anticipate that it will have the same motor configurations. The basic Ioniq 6 would have a single motor that would produce roughly 170 horsepower and drive the rear wheels. The highest end model will have a dual motor setup, all-wheel drive, and produce roughly 320 horsepower. However, we anticipate the battery pack to be somewhat larger so that Hyundai can benefit from the expanded footprint. The lowest trim of the 2024 Ioniq 6 will probably have a range of more than 300 miles to take on its rival. The Ioniq 6's design is inspired by the 1930s streamlined automobiles. The sweeping body lines of vintage vehicles from the 1930s are evocative of the design language of the Ioniq 6. The streamliners of the early 1900s served as an inspiration for these. Beginning at the base of the front windscreen and sweeping over to the back, the single unbroken curve comes to a stop right before the taillight assembly. It features a minimalistic look that is nonetheless stylish and useful. The Ioniq 6 is reportedly the most aero-efficient vehicle produced by Hyundai, with a drag coefficient of only 0.21. Aerodynamics is crucial. Its aerodynamic attractiveness is aided by a low snout, front active air flaps, and optional digital side rear view mirrors. The Ioniq 6 receives a second fixed mid-spoiler in the shape of a winglet in addition to the tiny lip spoiler at the rear. Even the wheels have a sophisticated design that allows wind to easily slide off of them despite the underbody being entirely covered. Over 700 parametric pixels are used in the exterior lighting system, giving it the cool Ioniq touch. The headlights, tail lamp assembly, charge indication, and even the outside sensor components are all included in this. Inside the Hyundai Ioniq 6, a feel at home. The interior of the Ioniq 6 is roomy and combines relaxing design features. It has advanced technology and its dual-screen design is larger and more luxurious than the Ioniq 5s. Although the floor is fully flat, the Ioniq 6 lacks a movable central console, unlike the 5. Here, it's fixed. The ambient lighting has a stylish design and the door panels have clear storage covers. Although the headroom in the back will be ample, the sloping roof may reduce it somewhat. To make predictions about the luggage capacity and seats for the second row, we will need to wait a little longer. Nearly all of the technological and security aspects are compatible with the Ioniq 5. Hyundai Ioniq 6 in 2024. Estimated price and release date. The Ioniq 6s will start to be produced for the American market in January 2023, and the first vehicles should start showing up at your friendly neighborhood Hyundai dealers before the middle of the year. Although there has been no official announcement of price, Hyundai North America sources indicate the Ioniq 6 may sell for a little bit less than the Ioniq 5 versions with comparable equipment. According to that, costs for the base model range from a little under $40,000 to over $58,000 for an Ioniq 6 with the lot. This Hyundai EV is a complete deal if that's the case, or even if the Ioniq 6 is priced the same as the Ioniq 5. It will probably be available in 3 trim levels: SE, SEL, and Limited, with the potential of a debut edition with a small production run. Additionally, it will be placed between the Ioniq 5, a hatchback/SUV hybrid, and the forthcoming Ioniq 7, a 3-row luxury SUV similar to the Palisade. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 is scheduled to debut in 2023 and go out of production in 2024. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 is a sophisticated and intelligent electric vehicle that easily surpasses mass-market EVs for manufacturers like Volkswagen, Toyota, and Ford in terms of appearance, performance, and the cutting-edge technologies it can make available to its drivers and passengers. Buyers of the Tesla Model 3 will have second thoughts due to its cost and quality. The space and elegance will make Mercedes-Benz EQE purchasers wonder. This Hyundai EV is not just a standard model, it is a model small sedan. The general reaction. It's too soon to predict how the public will react until the Hyundai Ioniq 6 is offered for sale. However, first internet glimpses have generated a lot of curiosity. Expectations for the Hyundai Ioniq 6 are quite high since the Ioniq 5 received excellent reviews for its technology, charging, and dependability. Initial acclaim is centered on the outside of the Ioniq 6's elegant appearance, with its curved lines giving the impression that it is more of a concept car than a production car. It is undoubtedly head-turning, since it differs significantly from the models that have characterized Hyundai for a generation. The twin displays and futuristic style of the inside are also likely to influence buyers. The eGMP platform has also received a positive reaction from the general population. Expectations for the release of the Ioniq 6 are just as high as those placed on the Ioniq 5. which is equipped with features that have garnered several best of accolades. There's little doubt Hyundai will have a hit on its hands if the vehicle lives up to its range and cosmetic claims. It's obvious that Hyundai has set the bar high for its next EV, despite the fact that there are still many questions regarding availability and range. The company has come a long way from earlier decades when consumers treated its cars as an afterthought. Hyundai continues to garner recognition for its performance, dependability, and design. There's no doubt that Hyundai will treat the Ioniq 6 with the same consideration.